Hi everybody! We're going to be getting to know Edgar Cayce a little bit today. I have a very specific question to ask him. Okay, so I received this from one of my subscribers. Okay, what are human beings actually able to heal physically and mentally through channeling from his perspective? Okay, so I'm going to ask Edgar Cayce, what are we human beings actually capable of healing physically, mentally, emotionally, in another human being through channeling? Okay. Just give me a moment here. I'm just like really engaging with the question. All right. Okay. Edgar Cayce time. All right. I kind of just want to know what he's like because I've never actually visited him. So I just want to know what he's like too. Okay. Okay, Edgar Cayce. Well, there's definitely different dimensional levels I'm experiencing him at. Which version of Edgar Cayce do I want to talk to? Do I want to talk to Edgar Cayce the human? Do I want to talk to Edgar Cayce the higher self? Do I want to talk to... Which version of Edgar Cayce do I want to talk to? And I see it's kind of a funny image because I'm looking out in the universe and there's like shelves that go infinitely to the right and the left, but they're like hallways, and there's another hallway and another hallway. So I see Edgar Cayce like sweeping the floor in one, and then Edgar Cayce doing dishes in another, and then Edgar Cayce like reading a book, and Edgar Cayce swimming in a pool. It's like different levels of Edgar Cayce, but they're reflective of which version of him do I want to communicate with. But he's also referencing himself as being human in every single one. I don't know if you know how funny this is, but it's really funny for me. Okay, he must be really funny. All right. I'm looking at him doing such mundane human tasks at every dimensional level, even at the highest dimension. He's doing like human tasks. Which version of me do you want to talk to? How about the one that's doing the dishes? I really want to talk to that one. Okay, let's see. He smiles at me. He kind of says you weren't supposed to answer that question, like in that way. Like, I'm not supposed to say, I want to talk to you, the one that's doing the dishes. I'm supposed to say, I just want to talk to Edgar Cayce. Because he's the one in all of these images. He is all of these dimensions. He's all these versions of himself. There's something important about this message and how we're working at every single dimension, how we are busying ourselves on every single dimension. And no matter what dimension that we are on, we are always ourselves. We are all ourselves. We are our one self. I mean, we are like, I don't know how to create the total parallel here, but let's say Edgar Cayce, he has this human version, and then he has this alien aspect that's having this lifetime over here, and then in the past and in the future, and then there's bajillions of versions of Edgar Cayce, but they're all him. In the end, that every single one of them at every dimension, no matter what he's doing or busying himself with, they're all him. So it's just his consciousness. So that's what he's saying. He wants me to speak to his consciousness is what I was supposed to answer that with. Thank you for clarifying, Edgar Cayce. Not the Edgar Cayce doing the dishes. Edgar Cayce's consciousness, which is all of these. Okay, now we know. Everything's really quiet, and I will say it feels emotional, and like the silence that lingers after you watch a really powerful movie, and you're trying to even figure out what to make of that message. And the message impacts you so much that it's like you're a bit transformed from it for a while. that's what this feels like. It's like that silence where you don't really know how to respond because it hit you in a deep place. But the meaning was there. You found the meaning there. And that's what this silent place is. And it's the deep meaning that hits us in a way we don't even have words. And it also is showing me it's like a black tunnel all around me, and there's just a tiny little like speck of white light at the very end of the tunnel. I feel sad in here. I feel sad. I'm just going to stay and accept that this is the way it feels. So quiet. And Edgar Cayce is showing me that in this space where there's nothing but darkness here and it's a tiny little speck of white light, he says if you could actually see what is in here, you would see so much information. I mean, he shows me in a very basic way what is sort of like rows and rows and rows of people having different conversations in different worlds and different times, and it's like an infinite space of knowing, but it's the darkness that shrouds it. So but it's all happening all at one time, and I'm connected to it all. But the question is, I'm asking, but why does it make me feel sad? And he says immediately, weren't we just talking about the deep meaning? The deep meaning that hits you so deeply and powerfully that words can't even express themselves. He says that's what life is. That's what creation is. It's deep meaning. So meaningful that words can't even express that meaning. And he says that's what this place is. This dark tunnel with the tiny little speck of light at the very end, it's the history and the future, and it's like the ultimate of everything that has ever happened in any time, in any thought, in anywhere. It's all here. It's everything. And I say, but can't everything also feel, other feelings like super happy and ecstatic or meditative and peaceful? But he is really saying that when we collaborate ecstatic happiness with peaceful meditation, with sad days or confusing times or fear and anxiety, if we collaborate all of that, and then the feeling that comes from it is the awe of that. So the awe, and it's like he's wanting to make it clear how in awe the universe is with us. So you could say that there's every human life happening in this place, and the human that is going through it is enduring it, right? But when you see what all is taking place, it will be like one of those movies where you're just so impacted you have no words. And he says that is how, in reverence, the spirit realm or the universe or creative force there's reverence for every one of our movies. The Abbey Normal life movie. Every movie. And it is that impactful. And he says that if you were to take a movie that is exciting, it is full of anxiousness, like, oh my gosh, worry, what is going to happen next? How are they going to get through this? And then at the very end, there's just this final tranquil experience, or this very sad death, or this unexpected moment. And the end of the movie happens. And you're just like, your jaws dropped, like, that was one lifetime, one human lifetime. He says this place is full of all the lifetimes here. And that's why it feels this way. Because when you collaborate all of those emotions into one, it is awe. It is wow. It is, I don't even know how to say what I feel right now. It's what it's like. And I ask him, but I love this. I'm totally into this right now. But I do want to make sure that I'm trying to understand here. Is there something very important about this place and this question? The question that is related to, me, I'm channeling you right now. So I'm channeling you, Edgar Cayce. So what is the power that I have when I am channeling you to heal other human beings? Physically, mentally, emotionally. What is that power? I'm just going to reread the question here. I want to make sure. So what are we actually able to heal? What can we actually be able to heal? Okay. So can we heal depression? Can I channel Edgar Cayce? Can I heal depression by channeling Edgar Cayce? Can I heal Tourette's syndrome? Can I heal, there's so many things, cancer? Can I heal diabetes? Can I heal these things? When I channel you, can I heal these things? So that's the question. And this place of awe, I'm just merging all this stuff together, and then I want to see what he has to say. I could stay in this place of awe, but then we're not going to really get to know anything else. So I don't want to get too attached. Okay. He wants me to stay in this place of awe. He says that I have, he's revealing to me like wild fantasies, okay? About what we would define as magical, but I know that I've done these things in other lifetimes. And one of these, for instance, is I envision myself sometime in my life as myself, that I would somehow understand things on a level that I could do this. But I'm standing, everybody's in the water, and I go into a state, and the water starts to glow, and everybody that's in the water miraculously heals. And we all heal, we all share in this experience, and it's like, it's a state of heaven and bliss and awe. It's a state of this place. It's like no words can say, because it's that amazing. And he's showing me this memory, and he's basically asking me, where does that come from? Where does that idea come from, this wild fantasy come from? Are you channeling in that state? How do we define what is channeling exactly? What do you think channeling is? Is it Edgar Cayce doing all the work? Do you have any part in this effort? Can you say that your soul is doing it without anybody's help? Could you say that your soul is doing it with the love of all? Could you say that it is pulled from this tunnel of everything, this tunnel of love, and it comes from everywhere and everything in infinite threads through you into this miraculous experience? And this is the gift and the creative, imaginative way that you are choosing to share it with love. So he's kind of referring to channeling. You could say that I'm channeling Edgar Cayce, or we could say that I'm channeling love. This is getting really intense. Energetically, it's like really moving. But he says that human beings, because we live in a world where my name is Abby, and your name is Dan, and your name is Lisa, and we live in a world where we all have a name and a reference, an identity. a calling card, This is my phone number. That is your phone number. This is my address. That is your address. So when we connect to the spirit realm, we expect the same. We expect Edgar Cayce. We expect very specific names, phone numbers, calling cards, that identity. But he says you could see that what you are actually doing is, it's like an ascended version of channeling itself is just identifying this tunnel of love world is what you are sharing, is what you are expressing. And he's very specifically highlighting that this too is a part of the healing of the body, of the mind, the emotions, the soul. And how in tune with this are you? Do you believe you're talking to Edgar Cayce, or do you believe that you are connected to the infinite love of all? And what is your relationship with not needing a name anymore? And not needing a specific identity, to let go of identity altogether. It's to transcend your humanity. Is that what we are called to do? Transcend our humanity if we are here to be human, But this is what he's expressing here. These thoughts, these ideas. He's talking about mastering yourself. And this is interesting. So I'm going to start with the first thought. So you're not going to become an Olympic runner the first day that you're born. You got to even master how to roll first. You got to then master how to even walk. And then you got to tone your body. You got to have time so that you can age as well. And over time, you become stronger too. You can't just miraculously become strong and an Olympic runner. You prepare for that in our reality. That is what we experience in our reality is the experience, the time it takes to conquer a challenge and then master it, become a master of it, the best at it. How long and what does it take to conquer being Abbey Normal at this level versus Abbey Normal who makes the water glow and everybody is miraculously healed? What does it take of Abbey Normal's development in order to become so in tune with this tunnel of love that it becomes a reality here that everybody is experiencing together now? So are you channeling Edgar Cayce, or are you channeling the tunnel of love for everybody through your mastery? That's what he's saying. I still feel pretty like a lot of meaningfulness because I'm still in that place, that tunnel, and it's very meaningful here, very, very meaningful here. This is the message that I am to share with you all today in response to the question. And I'm going to linger here. I'm going to ask him one more question comes to mind about time. Could it not be possible that you could have a spontaneous mastery a spontaneous, suddenly you become the Hulk Olympic runner, and you'll always be that. Suddenly you're 80 years old and overnight you had a great night's sleep and you woke up and you look 20 years old. That is what is a spontaneous mastery. Some spontaneous miracle that just simply happens without doing anything else. It just happens. Can you heal a broken arm spontaneously? The bone is suddenly moving and now it is set and now it is fusing back together again and now it is like it never happened. Suddenly there's no more blindness. Suddenly there's nothing else but love here. And what is aging? What is it to become a master runner? Is that the calling of the human experience? To master what we define as a challenge. If we no longer feel the need to become the best runner, it doesn't really matter anymore. Could you spontaneously become something of this kind? I mean, these are just paralleling what we would define as an impossible accomplishment in a sporadic moment, with healing somebody miraculously in a moment's time, just in a second's time, without any effort at all. Can you do that in the tunnel of love? Can I channel that? Let me see what he says. It's a bit, there's complexity to the answer here. Because life is what you want to experience it as. And he smiles at me and shows me a 8-year-old has a great night's sleep and wakes up and they look in the mirror and they've never loved themselves more than they do right now. Age doesn't matter. Appearance doesn't matter. It's the tunnel of love within you that matters. He shows me another scenario. A teenager is practicing running, just can never get faster than their competitor. Just can't seem to do it no matter how hard they train, no matter how hard they try. They'll never master it. Never. Or have they already mastered it? And he shows me that if they would only allow themselves to know that they are running like the wind when they run, and they're part of the tunnel of love at all times, there's always comparisons here. Always comparisons. When it comes to age, to developing skills, competition, this person's awesome at it, this person's not. What does it take to be the best overnight? But what about healing? Can healing be miraculous, spontaneous? Gosh, he just keeps showing me the feeling of what it is like to wake up one morning and love yourself more than you've ever loved yourself, and nothing else matters. Age doesn't matter. How fast of a runner you are doesn't matter, because you feel free. You feel free. And there's something about the gift of feeling free that it overrides anything else. The broken arm doesn't matter because of the feelings within yourself. So even if you have a cast on, is your arm broken? Does it need time to mend, or does it just not matter? Because you feel free inside yourself. This is one way he's answering the question through having us look at this. So time, let's see. He also shows me, he's really talking about time in a way that he's giving us the opportunity to feel healed and to appreciate being human and exactly what it is like to be human, to appreciate it, to not degrade it, to embrace it, to feel alive in it, to allow yourself to know how in awe the universe is of you. And that achievement is you aligning with this space of love, this tunnel of love. And whatever is beneath it is just a part of the routine, but this is what is real. This is what brings the life force energy. Boy, this could be a very complex answer. He shows me a boy who is learning a very special thing, okay? In order to learn this thing, he must fall down a lot of times and skin his knee many times, fall out of the tree and break his arm. He must have a lot of run-ins to toughen up and to become strong. And there's something about this learning that helps him later on in life to face certain aspects of life. So to take away miraculously the broken arm is going to be doing him an injustice because of his life path. So there's something along the lines of we eradicate the life path that involves accomplishment, triumph, overcoming fear, conquering the self. We just clear the life path, and the only life path there is just pure bliss and harmony, and that's it. Now we're not being human anymore, are we? We're something else. So, in a way, he's saying that what you are capable of healing, what you're capable of giving as a gift of love from this tunnel, has to do with how you are mastering your ability to express that love, how you believe in that love. But it also has to do with what is that soul's life path, what are they wanting to achieve and experience, and what was the inspiration for them to come into your life to be healed in the first place. You are called to do exactly as you are to accomplish at your level of mastery. And that right there is the miracle. So what you share is already shared on the level of a miracle. Even if the water isn't glowing and the broken bone is still there, you've shared literally everything you are called to share for that soul's life path, for the entire universe's balance, for your own balance, for your own develop of mastery. So, again, it comes back to you work with others, you continue to develop sensitivities and skills, you continue to master the gift of being a healer, okay? And you will continue to master it for lifetimes and lifetimes in different forms, different planets, different places. You continue to master it through different experiences, and it molds and shapes you. You grow from it. But your level of mastery and the gifts of love that you are sharing are exactly miraculous as to what you are called to give and what you are able to accomplish at this level. But he does want to share perspective about what it means to channel. What are the different levels of reality that exist here? Are we channeling the tunnel of love, or are we channeling specifically Edgar Cayce? Do we live in a world where we are individuals, so we want the spirit realm to be full of individuals now too? So what have we mastered? We just see the spirit realm as a reflection of the planet Earth, but the spirit realm isn't a reflection of planet Earth, but it can be if we want it to be. This again is mastering the unknown, overcoming what you've ever known. It's mastering. You start with the building blocks, and then you go into places you never even thought possible. Okay, so there you go. Now we know. That was a really neat. It's very energetically moving. I can feel it in my heart, and I can feel it around my head. And this energy could very well be received by you too, in your heart and in your mind. It's amazing. That was so awesome. Channeling Edgar Cayce was so amazing, and I'm okay with saying that. I'm okay with saying I channeled Edgar Cayce, but he's already showing me, well, you also channeled the Tunnel of Love. And he's saying that I did channel the Tunnel of Love because I experienced it for myself, and I shared that experience with others. And I could only experience the Tunnel of Love if I actually went to visit it. And if you visit it, you are actually in communication with it. And now you are expressing it. So it can be feelings too. So I was channeling the Tunnel of Love as well, he says. Okay, that's all I'm going to say. That was neat. Oh, thank you for asking that question. All right. Thank you all for joining me on this journey. If any of you are interested in exploring a psychic session with me, please visit me at my website at abbeynormalswisdomquest.com. Thank you all for watching. I wish you all a wonderful day.